Elton John has never told this story publicly before. But in 1996, Princess Diana gave him a sealed letter. "Only open this if I die," she said. Elton laughed it off, told her she was being dramatic. But Diana wasn't laughing. She was terrified, and a year later, she was dead. This is the story of the letter Diana left Elton, and the secret he's kept for 27 years. 1981. Elton John met Princess Diana at a party. She'd just gotten engaged to Prince Charles. She was young, shy, nervous about her future as a royal. Elton was already a global superstar, bold, flamboyant, comfortable in his own skin. They shouldn't have connected, but they did, immediately. Diana saw in Elton someone who understood the scrutiny of fame, the constant cameras, the pressure to be perfect. Elton saw in Diana someone incredibly lonely, trapped by royal expectations, someone who needed a real friend. Over the years, they became close friends. Elton would visit Diana at Kensington Palace. They'd sit for hours, just talking, about life, about love, about the impossible pressure of being constantly watched. Diana trusted Elton completely. She'd tell him things she couldn't tell anyone else. About her struggling marriage, about feeling isolated in the palace, about wanting to escape. And Elton would listen. He never judged. He just understood. Because he knew what it was like to live in a cage, even a golden one. Their friendship deepened through the 1980s. Elton attended Diana's royal events. Diana came to Elton's concerts. They'd call each other regularly. Sometimes just to chat, sometimes because Diana needed to cry, and Elton was always there, always picking up the phone, always making time, because that's what real friends do. After Diana separated from Charles in 1992, everything changed. The fairy tale was officially over, and the media became absolutely relentless. Diana couldn't go anywhere without photographers chasing her. Couldn't eat at a restaurant, couldn't take her boys to the park, couldn't breathe without someone taking a photo. She'd call Elton, crying. "I can't do this anymore, Elton. They won't leave me alone. I feel hunted." Elton tried to comfort her, told her it would get better, that the press would eventually lose interest, but they didn't. It only got worse. The paparazzi became more aggressive, following her car, climbing walls to get photos, hiding in bushes outside her home. Diana felt like prey. By 1995, Diana's mental state was deteriorating. The pressure was crushing her, and she started saying things that genuinely worried Elton, things that sounded paranoid, conspiracy theories. "They want me gone, Elton. I'm a problem they need to solve. I know too much about what goes on in that palace." Elton would try to reason with her. "Diana, nobody wants to hurt you. You're the most beloved person in Britain." But Diana would shake her head. "You don't understand. They see me as a threat, and threats get eliminated." Elton didn't know what to think. Diana had always been emotional, prone to anxiety, but this felt different. This felt like genuine fear, like Diana truly believed someone wanted her dead. Spring 1996. Elton was having tea with Diana at Kensington Palace. She went quiet, reached into her bag, pulled out a white envelope. Sealed. "What's this?" Elton asked. Diana said calmly, "A letter. I need you to keep it safe." Elton laughed. "Diana, this is very dramatic." Diana didn't smile. "If something happens to me, I need you to read this. Promise me, Elton." Elton could see she was serious, genuinely frightened. So he promised. Diana had written on the envelope, "For Elton, only open if something happens to me." Elton took it. They continued their tea. But the feeling stayed with him. Diana was genuinely afraid. When Elton got home, he put that letter in his desk drawer, bottom drawer. He didn't want to think about it, because thinking about it meant acknowledging Diana might actually be in danger. Months passed. Elton forgot about the letter. Diana started dating Dodi Fayed. She seemed happier, lighter. Elton thought she'd been wrong, just stressed about everything she'd been through. Then came August 30th, 1997. Diana called Elton from Paris. They fought about Dodi, about decisions Diana was making. Elton was frustrated with her. Diana was defensive. She hung up on him. Elton was angry. He thought he'd call her the next day, apologize, fix it. But he never got that chance. August 31st, 4 in the morning. Elton's phone rang. His assistant, panicking. "Turn on the news. Diana's been in an accident." Elton stumbled to the TV. Breaking news. Car crash. Paris. Princess Diana. Critical condition. Elton couldn't breathe. Then at 6 a.m. came the announcement. Princess Diana had died. Elton collapsed, literally fell to the floor. His partner David had to pick him up. Diana was gone. Their last conversation had been a fight, and Elton would never get to say he was sorry. The next days were a nightmare. Funeral arrangements, constant press. Elton was asked to perform at Diana's funeral. He said yes, even though he had no idea how he'd get through it. September the 1st. Elton was looking for old photographs of Diana, for the funeral program, for his own memories. He opened his desk drawer, and there it was. The envelope. For Elton, only open if something happens to me. Elton's heart stopped. He'd forgotten. Completely forgotten. Diana had given him this over a year ago, made him promise to only open it if she died. And now she was dead. Elton picked up the envelope. His hands were shaking. The seal was still intact. Diana's handwriting so familiar. Elton sat down, stared at that envelope. Part of him didn't want to open it, because once he did, it would be real. Diana had known, had prepared for this, but he had to. He'd promised her. Elton broke the seal, pulled out the letter, started reading. It was handwritten, Diana's beautiful script. "Dear Elton, if you're reading this, then I'm gone, and I need you to know some things." Elton could hear Diana's voice as he read, could picture her writing this. Alone, afraid. Diana wrote about her fears, about feeling watched constantly, followed everywhere she went, threatened in ways she couldn't prove but could feel. She wrote about people in the palace who wanted her silenced, who saw her as a liability, a loose cannon who might reveal too much. She wrote about conversations she'd overheard, meetings where her name came up, where people discussed her as a problem that needed to be dealt with. Diana didn't name specific names, but she made it very clear. She believed powerful people in the establishment wanted her gone, needed her gone, because she knew too much, had seen too much, had become too independent, too outspoken, too dangerous to the institution. And then Diana wrote something that haunts Elton to this day, something he's never forgotten. "They've taken everything from me, Elton. My marriage, my title, my place in the family, my privacy, my peace of mind, but they can't take my voice. And that's what terrifies them most. I won't be silenced. I won't disappear quietly. And they know it. If something happens to me, and I believe it will, it won't be an accident. Please, Elton, don't let them call it an accident. Don't let them sweep it under the rug. I need people to know the truth. I need my boys to know the truth." Elton couldn't breathe as he read those words. Diana had predicted this, had known she was in danger, had written it all down months before her death, and Elton had dismissed her concerns, had called her paranoid, had told her she was imagining things, had assured her she was safe. But Diana wasn't safe. She'd been right all along, and now she was dead. The letter continued. Diana wrote about William and Harry. "Please take care of my boys. Make sure they know I love them. Make sure they know I fought to stay alive. For them. Elton was crying so hard he could barely read. Diana ended the letter with these words, "Thank you for being my friend, for understanding me when nobody else did. I love you, Elton, and I'm sorry if my death causes you pain, but please, don't let them bury the truth with me. Promise me. Love always, Diana." Elton sat there on his floor, holding this letter, this final message from his best friend. Diana had tried to warn him, had known she was going to die, and Elton had done nothing. He'd laughed at her fears. Elton didn't know what to do with the letter. Should he show someone? Go to the press? But who would believe him? And what if Diana was wrong? What if it really was just an accident and Elton was about to turn her death into a conspiracy theory? He couldn't do that to Diana's memory, couldn't do that to William and Harry. So Elton decided to stay silent, to keep the letter private. Because Diana had trusted him, and making her private fears public would only hurt her sons. So Elton locked that letter away, put it somewhere safe, and he's never shown it to anyone. Never will. September 6th, Diana's funeral, Westminster Abbey. Elton sat at that piano. 2 billion people watching, he performed Candle in the Wind. And every word felt like a knife, because Elton knew. He knew what Diana had written, what she'd feared, and it had all come true. After the funeral, Elton fell into a deep depression. That letter haunted him. Diana's words. Don't let them call it an accident. But what could Elton do? He had no proof. Just a letter written by a frightened woman. A woman who'd been proven tragically right. Years passed. Conspiracy theories came out. Books, documentaries. Everyone questioning whether Diana's death was really an accident. Elton watched it all from the sidelines. He never commented, never revealed the letter, because Diana had trusted him with her truth, and Elton wasn't going to betray that. In 2017, 20 years after Diana died, Elton did an interview. The journalist asked if he thought Diana's death was an accident. Elton paused, chose his words very carefully. He said, "Diana was afraid. In her final years, she felt hunted. Whether that fear was justified, I can't say, but it was real to her." The journalist pressed him. "Do you think she was murdered?" Elton looked them in the eye. "I think Diana believed she was in danger, and then she died. Make of that what you will." Elton never mentioned the letter, but his words said enough. Today, Elton still has that letter. It's locked away, safe. He'll never show it to anyone. It's Diana's final message to him, her truth, her fears, her love, and Elton protects it, because that's what friends do. They keep promises, even when the truth is devastating, even when carrying that secret weighs on you every single day. 1996. Diana handed Elton an envelope, looked him in the eye, made him promise to only open it if she died. Elton thought she was being paranoid, overly dramatic, but Diana knew. Somehow, she knew. And when Elton finally read that letter, he realized his friend had been trying to tell him she was in danger, and he hadn't listened. Elton John has carried this secret for 27 years, and he'll carry it for the rest of his life, because Diana trusted him, and even though she's gone, Elton won't break that trust. The world can speculate all they want, but Elton knows what Diana believed. He knows what she wrote. He knows she was afraid, and he knows she died exactly as she'd feared. This is the story of the letter Diana left Elton, the secret he's kept, the promise he's honored. Some secrets are meant to be kept. Some promises are meant to be honored, even when they break your heart, especially then.